Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Techie Code Buddy. I hope you all are doing extremely well. And now you guys preparing for your interview, right? Most of you has already cleared Accenture exam and various exams other as well. And you guys are continuously giving your exam. So you need to prepare well for your interview as well, right? So in this particular video, we will be discussing 40 plus top HR interview asked questions that were previously asked in various MNCs and like you will be getting the HR questions from there itself, right? And I will be telling you in what way you need to answer because see, I'm not degrading your morale, but the thing is, in this competitive era, there are limited jobs. In that limited jobs, you need to sell yourself, right? You need to sell yourself in the front of recruiters, and you have to tell them how you are different from others, how you are standing different from the crowd, how you are a precious asset for their organization, right? So there are certain ways to answer for a particular question. There are certain frameworks, there are certain techniques and tactics to deal with a particular question. You cannot answer randomly. So in this video, I will be telling you the question along with their two sample answer. This is how you should answer. And we will be discussing 40 plus HR interview questions. All right. So let's see on my screen. Let me share the questions with you. So the very first question you can see that, just a minute, let me take the pen. So usually the very first question in every interview is tell me something about yourself. So if you're sitting for an interview like for a software engineer role or for software developer role or analyst role and so the role usually MNCs offered, right? So you need to answer this particular question in present, past, future structure, or we can say there is a framework called PPF framework for answering this question. First of all, you need to tell about your present, then you need to tell about your past, and then you need to tell about your goals of the future, right? So in present, you can start by briefly talking about your current status, your education, your recent projects, or any internship you are doing or you have completed, right? Then in past, such your past experiences that are relevant to the job, such as your academic achievements, projects, internship, or any other experience that help you build the skills you have today. Right now, in future, what you will do is you have to talk about your aspirations, your future aspirations, your plans, and in which area you have the keen interest. But make sure that you are telling the interest align with your job role only, right? Now, there can be two or three simple examples. Suppose this is the example first. I am, so here you have to tell your name, right? A recent BTech graduate, so you have to mention your graduation. Maybe you are a BE student or you are a BCA student, so you can change accordingly, right? Then you have to mention your branch or your course name, your college, university, etc. I have developed a solid understanding of software development with hands-on experience in programming languages like Java and Python through various academic projects. So you can customize this thing according to your area of interest or according to your technical skills. But usually, as you are a tech enthusiast, so you must be having the knowledge of programming and the popular R, Java, Python, and C++. So you can change accordingly, right? So these are the simple answers. And if you have to talk about past, so you can say like during my studies, I completed an internship at this company where I worked on this role on this project. This experience enhanced my problem solving skills and gave me valuable exposure to real world software development practices. So here you have clearly mentioned that you have better problem solving skills. So one skills you have added in your introduction only. Now, I also led a team project where we developed up. So you can mention your project and which further honed on my collaboration and leadership abilities, right? This is how you can tell about your past. Now, the better way to represent future is I'm particularly excited about this opportunity. At you have to mention your company name that you are going to interview for, like suppose for Accenture, for TCS, for Cognizant, for Capgemini, etc. because it aligns with my passion for software development and my desire to work on innovative projects. I'm eager to bring my technical skills and fresh perspective to your team while contributing to grow and learn in this dynamic industry. Right. So when I'm explaining this answer to you, it quite take a long time, but when you will answer in that way, it will just take 1 or 2 minutes, right? And you should introduce yourself for at least 2 minutes, right? Because it will show that yes, your speaking skills are good, yes, you are confident enough, and yes, you have something to tell about yourself, right? So at least 2 minutes you should have, and not more than 3 minutes. Okay. Now, benefits of this framework is logical flow. So it creates a logical flow that makes you answer easy to follow, comprehensive. So it covers your current status, your past experiences, and your future plans as well, and targeted. So you are targeting a specific company and you are telling that according to your company, I am, right? Now, the next simple answer can be, thank you for the opportunity to introduce myself. My name is whatever is your name, and I recently completed my Bachelor's of Engineering degree in this area and from this college or university. During my studies, I developed a strong foundation in programming languages like whatever you have, like whatever programming languages you used to code in Java, Python, C++, C Sharp, etc., and gained hands-on experience through various projects, including a key project and software development project or data analysis project, whatever your project is. Right. Now, next is, now this scenario will be related to quite fast. Okay, so let me show you. In addition to my academic background, I have completed internships where I worked at a chance to apply my skills in real world scenarios. For example, during my internship at this company, I worked on this project for this role, which helped me improve my problem solving abilities and learn to work effectively in a team. Right. So there are two skills you have mentioned, that you have problem solving skills. The next is you are a good team player. Right. Now, the third is I'm particularly interested in this role at this company because it aligns with my passion and so and so. So, this is how you can ask. Key points to remember is keep it concise. Yeah, you should not expand it too large and you should not concise it too short, right? Just keep 2 to 3 minutes, right? This should be the duration of your introduction, 2 to 3 minutes. Align with the company. If you are going for Accenture, then align with Accenture, not with TCS, right? So be confident but humble, right? You have to show confident, not overconfidence, and you have to behave humble. Okay. The next question is, just let me take eraser and we will discuss. I hope the introduction part is clear to you, that how you should introduce yourself. All right. Now the next is, what are your strengths and weakness? So it's quite common question. Usually in every interview you will face this question. So to answer this question about your strengths and weakness using a framework method, you can follow this structure. But first let's understand why HR asked you this question. And in strengths, you don't need to tell them like I'm a bodybuilder or like so, right? These are not the relevant skills according to the IT industry. You have to tell those strengths that can align with the company goal, that can helpful in your career with the company, right? Now, so strengths. First of all, identify, then evidence and relevance. So this is the framework to answer this question. In identify, what you will do, clearly state 1 or 2 of your key strengths, and evidence. As evidence, you have to tell them now, like this is the example of my skill, or this is the example of my strength. So provide examples or evidence that demonstrates these strengths. And relevance is explain how these strengths are relevant to your role and you are applying for, or how these strengths are relevant to the company goal. Right. Now, about weakness, so first of all, identify, acknowledge 1 or 2 areas where you have room for improvement. See, if you will say like I don't have any weakness, it's totally negative answer, because nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. There are some areas of improvement, so always acknowledge it. Yes, there are some areas of improvement in myself and I'm working on it, right? See, you are not good or you are not perfect is not worst thing, but you are not open to be perfect is worst thing. Now, you have to take the evidence, explain how you have recognized these weaknesses, and you are taking the steps to accessing on them or to address them, right? Now, relevance is show how you are working to overcome these weaknesses and how this will positively impact your performance in the role. All right. Now, let's see some examples. Let me show you the examples. So this example one is when telling about strength. So one of my key strengths is my problem solving ability. Now you have to, this is key strengths, right? So this is the like this is about the identification part. Now you have to tell the example. You have to show the evidence. During my academic project and internship, I often encountered complex issues that required innovative solutions. For example, in my final year project, I was tasked with optimize the performance of a software application. By analyzing the existing code and implementing more efficient algorithms, I was able to improve the application's speed by 30%. So this is how you can tell them an example, right? Now you can modify it in your own way. Maybe you have faced this kind of similar problem, so you can modify the answer in your own way. This strength is particularly relevant to the role at now you have to mention about the company where problem solving is crucial for developing efficient and effective software solutions. All right. Now, when you have to talk about your weakness, so one area I have been working on is my public speaking skills. I have also been more comfortable working behind the scenes, but I recognize that clear communication is essential, especially when presenting ideas to a team or clients. Right. To address this, I have been actively participating in group discussions and seeking opportunities to present my work in academic and professional settings. For example, I recently gave a presentation on a project I worked on, which helped me gain more confidence and improve my communication skills. See, here you have first addressed or first you have acknowledged that yes, there are some weaknesses you have, but the thing is you have identified your weaknesses and now you are working on them. Now you are working on your improvement. So this is the best thing, right? If a human can improve themselves, then this is the best thing. So you have to tell them, yes, I have some weaknesses, but I am working on it, and these are the relevant thing for your organization as well. Now there are some key points again. For instance, focus on attributes that align with the job requirement and with the company goal. Right? Weaknesses are choose a real weakness but manageable weakness and emphasize the proactive steps you are taking to improve. Okay. Now there can be more examples because all of you who are watching this video cannot give the same answer, right? So it's kind of copying. So I have added bunch of examples. In instance, you can tell that I have a technical proficiency. So you can tell this example. The next example is attention to detail. So my key strength is attention to detail. Now you can tell about this example. You can have a look on it or you can take a screenshot, right? Now the third is problem solving skills, that I am good at problem solving. Now you can say I excel in problem solving, which was demonstrated during my internship at this company. When I face a performance issue in software module, I analyze the problem, propose a solution, and implemented code optimization that improved the system's efficiency by 20%. So this is how you are addressing, you are giving an example and you are telling them then yes that how these are relevant skills or how these are relevant strengths for their organization or for your job role. All right. So the next strength can be team collaboration, adaptability. Now, if we talk about weaknesses, so weaknesses can be also perfectionism, public speaking, delegation, over reliance on technical skills, impatience with slow progress, etc. So you can take any one or two examples, not more than two, right? This is weakness, not more than two. So try to take one example which is aligned with you, aligned with your goals, aligned with the company goals. All right. I hope it is clear. Now, tips for benefit. Just a minute. Now, here are some tips when you are discussing about your weakness. Right. Be honest but tactful. Choose a real weakness but frame it in a way that shows you are aware of it and actively working on it. Right. So you have to choose a real weakness and you have to frame your answer in such a way that you are you are acknowledging it that yes, you have a weakness, but you are aware of it and you are working on it to improve yourself, right? So this is the best thing you can do. Show improvement. Now emphasize the steps you have taken to address the weakness and how you are improving over time. So you have to take a scenario that that time I was like that and now I am like that when I have worked upon my weakness, right? The next thing, the next question is, which is in general asked, that are you okay with night shift or are you okay with overtime? Okay. Now, when addressing questions about your comfort with night shift or overtime, it's important to convey your flexibility while also being honest about your preferences. Right. So you have to tell that yes, you are flexible in nature, but again, this is your preference as well, right? You have to be honest about your preference. See, if you are unable to do night shift, you can deny to work in night shift, but just make sure to give a proper reason and just make sure that you are not losing your job, right? In that way, you need to answer. So I have write down the answer that will benefit for you. Okay, let's have a look on this. So here key points to highlight is flexibility and openness. So indicate your willingness to work night shift and overtime. Relevant experience. So share specific instances where you were demonstrated flexibility and commitment to results. Emphasize your dedication to contributing to the team success. Okay, here is how you can answer. Simple answer one is, just a minute. Okay. So simple answer one is, I'm open to working with night shift and overtime if required by the project or company needs. I understand that flexibility is often necessary in the tech industry to meet project deadlines or address urgent issues. So, simple and short answer. In crisp and clear way, you can answer in that way. Now, let's continue with the past. During my internship, now how you are telling this? Like how you are telling you are flexible in nature. You should have at least one example. Now you have to give example. During my internship at this company, there were times when the team needed to extend working hours to meet project deadlines. I voluntarily stayed late to assist with debugging and testing, which helped us deliver the project on time. So you have told this thing. Now about future, so I'm committed to contributing to the team's success and I'm prepared to adjust my schedule as needed to support project requirements. I believe that flexible with my work hours is crucial for ensuring high quality results and achieving project goals. Now see guys, you don't need to ratify this question, right? Like I'm not saying this you have to read the all the questions and word to word you have to answer. No, this is not a ratification. You just have to understand what is the correct way to answer for a particular question, what framework you should use, what techniques you should use, so that you can easily clear your interview. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Sorry, let's move on to the sample answer two. So you can have a look on the sample answer two. Right. Let's move on to the next question now. So the next question is, okay, so the next question is, what was the toughest decision you ever made? So it's quite, we can say, it's not frequently asked, but yes, it is important. So to answer this question about the toughest decision you have ever made, because again, you have to align with the company goal. You have to align your answer in such a way that it is relevant to the job role, it is relevant to your profile, it is relevant to the company, right? You cannot tell any random thing. Okay, so you have to use present, past, and future framework again, PPF frame. This PPF framework can be used for giving multiple answers of different types. Okay, so the first is present. One of the toughest decisions I have ever made was choosing between two job offers during my final year of college. Both positions were appealing, but they were presenting different career paths and opportunities. Now, how you have deal with it? Right. So you have to tell, I evaluated both offers carefully, considered factors such as the job role, growth opportunities, company culture, and alignment with my long-term career goals. I also sought advice from my mentors and conducted through research. Ultimately, I decided to accept the offer that aligned better with my interest in software development and offered opportunity for growth in a technology driven company. Now, yes, sir. Okay, so sorry for the interruption. Anyways, in past, you have to tell how you have evaluated both of the offers and how you choose, right? And if you're a fresher, then maybe you are not getting like we don't have any job offer, so how can we answer? So you can replace this with internships, right? Or else I have one another option here of simple answer, right? So you can have a look on this. Like a particularly tough decision I faced was choosing whether to continue with the challenging group project or pivot to a different approach when we encountered significant read blocks, right? So in past, how you have to mention this is written here. During the project, we faced technical difficulties and tight deadlines. I had decided whether to persist with our original plan, which would require additional time and effort, or change our approach to ensure we could meet the deadline. And so, right, in future, you can tell in this way. All right, so let's move on to the key points that you have to keep in mind that decision context. So clearly describe the situation and the decision you faced. So the situation you have to mention and what decision you took. Now decision making process. So what was your approach to take the decision, right? So to decide something, you will be having an approach now. So you have to tell what was your approach to overcome this. Now, what was the outcome or what was the learning of that particular situation, the scenario or the decision you took at that time? All right. Now, next is this question. Usually, interviewer asks that tell me something that you have not mentioned in your resume. So, what are these things? What are these things? Right. So, when asked to share something not mentioned in your resume, use the present, past, future. As far as said that PPF framework will help you in many ways, right? So again, now how you can answer? So for present, one thing I haven't mentioned in my resume is my involvement in a coding community where I actively contribute my mentoring aspiring developers and participating in coding challenges. Now, guys, see, if you have never participated in coding or you are not that much good at coding, don't use this, right? Because any word, each of the word can lead to a cross question, and if you are unable to answer the cross question, um, accurately or kind of in a good way, that is going to be problem for you. So if you are not good in coding, just skip this line. In whichever technology, whatever your or your skills, just replace this coding with that technology, right? Now, if you are good at coding, so you can continue with this part only. For telling the past, I started engaging with this community during my final year of college, where I found it rewarding to help others learn and improve their programming skills. I have led workshops on topics such as best practices in software development and problem solving techniques. This experience has allowed me to enhance my own knowledge while giving back to the community. Right. So this is you can tell like how you have get the interest in it and what were the things you were doing during this time. Now in the future, what you will tell, this involvement has not only refined my technical skills but also improved my communication and leadership abilities. Now once you have built some abilities, you will must apply somewhere, right? So you will applying in future only. So you have to tell that how in your project, like in company project, how your abilities are relevant to the company or relevant to the job role. Anytime, every time you just need to tell them that you are only the one that the company should hire, right? Anyways, let's move on to the simple answer two. So the simple answer two is for representing present, an aspect I haven't highlighted in my resume is my passion for personal projects related to emerging technologies such as AI and machine learning. Or else, if you have any personal interest, again relevant to the job role, relevant to the company, just make sure to mention here. And this is how you can tell about the past and future. Now, again, you can customize these answers, but these are the sample answer you can deal with in that situation. All right. These are the key points to highlight here. Now, the third question that usually asked in every interview is, are you willing to relocate? So don't directly say yes, right? One word is not enough for any answer in your interview, because every time you are tested for your speaking skills, you are tested for your openness to communicate, you are tested for your communication skills and your commitment, how you are taking the commitment of doing something. So just yes and no are not enough. Again, you have to use a present, past, future framework. In present, you can say, I'm open to relocating for the right opportunity. I understand that relocation can be a part of career growth, especially in a dynamic industry like technology. Now you can give them an example of past. In the past, I have been willing to travel for internship and academic projects, which required me to adapt to new environments and work with diverse teams. For example, during my internship at this company, I had to relocate temporarily to work on site with the team, which helped me gain valuable experience and broaden my perspective. If you don't want to use this line, so you can say like, uh, I love to explore different places, different culture, etc. So this is how you can wrap up your answer. Now the third is about future. So I'm enthusiastic about the prospect of relocating if it means contributing to a role and a company that aligns with my career goals. I'm confident that this flexibility will enable me to fully engage with the opportunities at XYZ company you are interviewing for and contribute effectively to the team. So this is how you can wrap up your answer. Or else you can use this. You can start with yes, I'm willing to relocate for the right role. I view relocation as an opportunity to explore new environments and advance in my career. Now you have to tell about some past stories, and then you have to tell about your future goals, like why you are excited for this relocation, right? And key points to emphasize is openness, past experiences, and future perspective. You have to tell them. Now the next question they can ask you. So the next question they can ask you is, what motivates you to do a job, right? Why you are not pursuing post graduation or like that? So what is the motivation behind doing this job? So when answering the question about what motivates you to do this job, use present, past, future framework again. Now, for present, what you will do is, I'm motivated by the opportunity to solve complex problems and create impactful solutions. Working in technology and software development allows me to apply my skills to tackle challenges, issues, and contribute to innovative projects. Now you have to deal with past. So during my internship at this company means in which company you have your internship, right? I was involved in a project where we developed a software tool to streamline internal process. Seeing this positive impact of our solution on the team's efficiency and productivity was incredibly fulfilling and reinforcement my passion for creating meaningful technology solutions. Now you have to look for the future. So looking ahead, I'm excited about the prospect of working on cutting edge projects at this company, like suppose for Accenture, for TCS, etc. I'm motivated by the chance to work with a talented team, continue learning, and contribute to innovation solutions that drive the company's success. This alignment with my career goals and this opportunity for professional growth are key drivers for my motivation. So you have to tell that your company, your job role are the key drivers for my motivation, why I'm work so, and how I got this motivation. So you have to refer the past. All right. Now there is one more sample question. You can have a look. I'm driven by the challenge of continuous learning and growth. In the tech industry, there are always new technologies and methodologies emerging, and find it motivating to stay at the forefront of these development, etc. Now you can have a look on this particular question. Here are again some key points to highlight, what you have to mention, what you have to hide. Okay, now let's move on to the question number 8. That is, give me an example of your creativity, right? So this can be asked to you. So again, present, past, future, you have to use. One example of my creativity was during a software development project in my final year of college, where I was tasked with design a user-friendly interface for a new application. See, guys, maybe you are a creator in something else, right? But as you are sitting in an interview, so in any case, you have to tell them whatever is relevant to their organization, whatever is relevant to the job role. Maybe you are a good artist, right? So that time you must be thinking that should I tell them about my arts, about my drawings? No, this is not the relevant answer, right? The relevant answer is quite this only, that my creativity was during a software development, my projects at this time, and so now the next is past. So I noticed that in our initial design was functional but lacked visual appeal and ease of use. So I took the initiative to research modern design trends and user experiences best practices. So here two skills has been added, that you are taking the initiative, you have the capability to take the initiative. The next is how you are a creative person, right? How creative you are, this refers this. Now for telling future, so this experience reinforced my ability to think creatively and apply innovative solutions to design challenges. I'm excited to bring this creative problem solving approach to Accenture, TCS, or whenever you are going to interview for, right? So where I can contribute to developing engaging, effective solution for your projects, or else you can answer in this way. This is sample answer too. You can have a look on this. All right, let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, have you led any team efficiently? Right. So interviewer can ask you what was the role of your project, right? And have you led any team? So for this particular question, you have to use STAR framework. You have to use STAR framework. S stands for situation, T stands for task, A stands for action, and R stands for result. Now, how you will deal with this? So first, situation. So you have to frame a situation that yes, I had the opportunity to lead a team during a group project in my final year of college. We were tasked with developing a web application for a local business, and the project had a tight deadline. Right. So this is the situation. Now, what was your task? My role as the team leader was to ensure that we meet the project deadline while maintaining high quality standards. The challenges was to manage the diverse skill sets to the team members and coordinate our teams effectively. So this was the task. Now what actions you took? Right. So I began by organizing a kickoff meeting where we discussed the project requirements and divided the task based on each team member's strengths. I set clear milestones and regularly checked in with the team to monitor progress and addresses any issue. To keep everyone motivated, I encouraged open communication and collaborative problem solving. That everyone felt valued and involved. As a result, of our coordinated efforts be successfully completed. See, here you don't have to use I successfully completed because it shows overconfidence, that you are overconfident about your ability. You are not considering anyone as a part of your team, right? So as you were the part of the team doesn't mean you were the team leader. But the thing is, work is done by the whole team, right? So you have to consider the whole. Now you have to tell, as a result of our coordinated efforts, we successfully completed the project on time, and the client was extremely happy or extremely satisfied with the outcome. The experience also helped me refine my leadership and project management skills. See, client was happy and satisfied, that's okay. But what you gained? You gained some new learnings, you gain some new leadership skills, your ability is like up to the mark now, etc. These type of skills you got at your person and client was at his own, right? So this is the result. So star framework is really useful for answering this type of questions. Have you lead any team? Or even it can be like, have you a part of a team player? How you will define that you are a good team player? So same answer can be this. Just team leader will be replaced by team player, right? Simple answer two, you can see, have a look this, right? Let's move on to the next question directly. I'm just taking one by one example, and next you can see on your own. The next is how do you manage your stress? So again, for this PPF framework will come in use: present, past, future. Right. So for telling present, so I manage stress. See, you can't say that like I don't feel stress. No, everybody feels stress in their college life, in their office life, in their married life, etc. Everyone has some kind of state that they feel stress. But how you are dealing with this? Right. Present, I manage stress by maintaining a balanced approach, prioritizing tasks, and taking regular short breaks to stay focused. I also find that staying organized and breaking tasks into manageable steps helps us stay calm and productive under pressure. Right. So this much of answer is all enough, but for making this answer quite good, you can tell a past situation as well. In the past, during my final exams and project deadlines, I faced intense pressure. To manage this stress, I created a detailed schedule, setting clear priorities for each task. I also practiced mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing and short meditation sessions, sorry, which helped me stay focused and maintain a positive mindset. So this is what you felt, and this is what you have done to overcome from it, right? Now, future, going forward, I plan to continue using these strategies, especially in high pressure work environments. I believe that by staying organized, maintaining a positive outlook, and breaking out your tasks can take care of your mental well-being, and I can effectively manage stress and contribute my best to the team. So this is how you can answer. This answer is very much relevant and good. The next answer is this. You can have a look on this, right? I'm moving forward on to the next question. So the next question is, how do you want to improve yourself? Because everybody has some certain areas that he or she needs to work upon, right? Everybody is not born perfect. So how do you want to improve yourself? So again, for representing this, you have to make sure to use present, past, future framework. In present, you have to tell that how you are feeling that here these are the areas you have to work upon, right? So I'm currently focusing on improving my technical skills, particularly in areas relevant to software development and emerging technologies like AI and machine learning. I recognize that continuous learning is essential in the tech industry, and I'm committed to staying updated with the latest advancement. Now if we talk about past, in the past, I identified that I need to improve my time management skills to handle multiple projects more efficiently. I took steps to address this by using a task management tools, by prioritizing my work, etc., etc. Now, moving forward about future, just a minute. So, I have planned to deepen my expertise in AI and machine learning, or you can take your interest, right? If you have interest in web development, you can do so. If you have interest in software development only, you can put this, you can customize this answer, right? Now the next simple answer is, you can have a look. This is about present, then if we move forward, past, and then in the future. So here are again some key highlights to remember. Okay. Now this question, where do you see yourself after 5 years or after 3 years, is kind of, it will be asked in almost every interview, right? So how you should answer this particular question? See, so let me give you a real example, and it's quite fun as well as shameful example that uh, someone told me that when he was facing his interview, he got this question, that where do you see yourself after 5 years? So instantly he said, I'm seeing myself after 5 years at your position. See, guys, this is not the correct way to answer. You have to frame your answer in such a way that it will leave an impact, a good impact, not a bad impact, right? It will leave a good impact, and it's to tell that what approach you will follow, what are your plans, what strategies you are following to do for the same, and what are your goals, etc. And also this question, why they will ask this question? Because they will ask this question to check your loyalty with the company. You are committing this time that I want to work with this company with this enthusiasm as well. But after 1 year or 2 year, usually everyone just switch, right? So that's why they want to try uh, to know that whether you are a loyal one or not. So switching is your own decision, but the thing is, you have to look for the opportunities in the same company for a better position, etc. And this is how you can represent your answer. Currently, I'm focused on building a strong foundation in software development by deepening my technical skills and gaining practical exam experience through projects and collaborations. I'm eager to contribute to innovative projects and learn from industry experts. Now, in past I have set and achieved goals such as completing my degree in engineering and gaining relevant internships and experience. These experiences have equipped me with my skills and knowledge necessary to begin my career in the IT industry. So, if we talk about future, so in 5 years, I see myself having advanced to a middle level or senior software engineer role at this company. Same company you have to tell. Right. I hope to have developed expertise in specific technologies like AI, machine learning, or cloud computing, and to be leading projects and drive significant value for the company. Additionally, I aspire to take one or more responsibilities, possibly monitoring junior developers and contributing to the strategic direction on the projects I'm involved in, etc. So you can just give this much of answer, or uh, you can tell in the starting, present, past, future, or just this much of example is enough. All right. So this is a sample answer too. You can have a look on it. Let's move on to the question number 13 directly. Okay. Now, the question number 13 is what you are expecting from this job. So, when answering this question about what you are expecting from this job, it's important to align your expectations with the what the company offers and demonstrate how these expectations will contribute in your growth. Right. So, you have to use present, past, future framework again. So, this is how you have to answer. You can have a look. Right. I'm directly moving forward. This is simple answer too. So let's have a look on the next question. Now we will be just looking for the questions and what framework we will use and answer. You can take the screenshot or etc. Right. So because the video is quite long and we are just now on 14th position. So I have to show you all the questions. What are the questions they can ask you? All right. Wait till the end because I will share one more important thing and quite exciting. So wait till end. Okay. So question number 14th is what are the differences in hard work and smart work? So this question is really very important and it can ask to you as well. So using the comparison framework, you have to answer. You have to consider a scenario that if we are dealing with this situation, this is kind of hard work and this is how we can enhance this. We can improve in this by using the smart work innovations, right? So you have to tell in such a way hard work, smart work, and you can tell them comparison. And this is kind of one answer that this is how you can answer. All right. The next is what if we don't select you? This question is now in trend. This question I saw is now in trend. In TCS, it was asked this year so much and Accenture as well. Now, while seeing this question to you, you should not react in a negative way, or you should not tell like you don't have any way or you don't have any clue to reject me like that, right? The thing is, you have to acknowledge that maybe there are some areas of improvement, or you are not relying with the company's job role, right? So you have to take it positively, and you have to answer in such a way that you are making sure that no, I am the good fit, but the way of communicating this thing that I am a good fit model for your company is quite different, is quite useful. Right. So let's have a look on this answer. First of all, you have to acknowledge, then you have to commit, then you have to tell in the positivity. Acknowledges, I understand that the selection process is highly competitive and that the company must choose the candidate who best fits the role and team at this moment, right? So first of all, you are just acknowledging that yes, of course it can happen because rejection and selection is totally depends on the competition you are facing and the company you are looking for, right? The next thing is about commitment. So if I'm not selected, I will certainly will be disappointed, but I will take it as an opportunity to learn and grow, to improve myself. I will reflect on the feedback provided, work on improving my skills, and continue applying for positions that align with my career goals. My commitment to pursuing a career in IT industry and especially in software development remains strong. Doesn't matter you are rejecting me, but my career goal will not change. These rejections cannot affect me in a negative manner, but what I will do, I will take this as a positive feedback and I will work upon myself. I will improve myself. I will improve my all the skills, and again I will apply, and surely one day I will get a job, and so on. Like that you can answer. Positivity. I want to emphasize that I am genuinely interested in working for your company and would love to contribute to your team. If not now, I hope there might be another opportunity in the future where I can bring value to your organization, regardless of the outcome. I appreciate the chance to have interviewed with you and have learned a lot from this experience. This is perfect answer you can give to your interview by minor changes, right? So these are the some key highlights you have to keep in your mind. So let's have a look on the next thing, that what about your educational gap that you mentioned in your resume? So maybe you have some kind of educational gap, so you have to fill these educational gaps by explanation. Why did you take this gap? Productivity. Meanwhile, what you did, right? And transition. Now, whatever you have done, is there any transition in your career, right? So you have to tell in that way. There is the simple answer, you can have a look. I'm just moving forward to the next answer, productivity, transition, and some key highlights. Let's move on to the next question. What about what are the plans in higher studies? So for that you have to use clarification, alignment, flexibility framework. For clarification, at this point my primary focus is on gaining practical experience and building my career in IT industry. I believe that working hands on in this field provide me more valuable insights and skills that are essentially for my professional growth. Alignment. I'm particularly interested in this opportunity for growth and learning that the role at this company offers. I see this is an excellent platform to apply my knowledge and contribute to innovative projects and advance in my career. I believe that continuous learning is crucial, and I'm eager to grow with this organization. And flexibility. So if your company is providing me some opportunity, then of course I be able to grab the opportunity along with my job role. Okay, sample answer two, you can have a look. All right. The next question is explain how would you become a precious asset to this organization, or else the question can be how you will explain that you are a precious asset for the organization, how you are different from the crowd, how you are out of the community or out of the box. So you have to tell your skills, you have to tell your values and commitment, right? So this is how you can answer. You can have a look on this. So let's come on to question number 19. Will you work under bond of X year? So it can be a bond of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, etc. So this is how you have to answer by using understanding, commitment, and alignment framework. Understanding means you have to understand that, okay, what is the procedure or what will be the period of the bond. Then commitment. Yes, you are good to go with this bond, and how this bond align to your job role, and so right. You can have a look on the answer. So sample answer one, sample answer two, you can have a look. All right. So the next is if you have another offer from XYZ company with higher package, then what you will do? So don't say directly that simple. I will leave this offer and I will grab that opportunity. No, this is not the correct way. You have to answer in factor decision making alignment. So you have to tell some factors upon which your decisions will be relied on, right? So factors can be, while salary is an important factor in my job description, there are several other aspects that I consider equally crucial, such as company culture, growth, opportunity, work-life balance, and alignment with my career goals. Now, decision making. I would evaluate both offers based on these criteria. For instance, I would consider how well each company's value and mission align with my own, the potential for professional development and advancement, and the overall work environment. I would also take into account to the specific role and responsibilities and how well they match my career aspirations, etc. How? So you have to answer in such a way. So there is one more answer. You can have a look. Let's quickly move on to the questions now. What is your greatest failure? So you have to use situation, learning, and outcome framework for that. I have added two sample answers for that. Right, you can have a look. The next question is, what is the difference between confidence and overconfidence? I think we have discussed this previously as well. All right, let's move on to the next. Can you work under pressure? So you have to use the approach of experience approach outcome method. That yes, you have the experience, and how did you deal with that pressure handling thing? So you have to tell your approach and what will be the outcome. What was your outcome at that time and what can be the next outcome if you work under pressure. All right, let's move because under pressure work doesn't for permanent, right? It doesn't exist for permanent. Let's move on to the next question. Do you have any regrets? So you don't have to tell your personal regrets like falling in love in my college, etc. These are just unwanted regrets, right? The company wants from you that you should tell the relevant regrets if you have. So you can tell in such a way that one regret I have is not pursuing a particular opportunity earlier in my career. During my second year of college, I had the chance to participate in an internship that would given me valuable industry experience, but I hesitated and ultimately I missed it. Right. So, what was your learning from that? This experience taught me the importance of taking proactive steps and seizing opportunities when they arise. I learned that hesitation can sometimes lead to missed chances, and that's important to assess opportunities carefully and make timely decisions. So, this is quite relevant answer according to your job role, according to the company. All right, let's move on to the next question. The next question is what you usually do to improve your knowledge base or skill set or ability. So, what are your approaches to learn new things, etc.? So, everybody has their own approach. You can tell in that way, or else you can refer these answers according to your customization. Okay, so the next is so, how do you adapt to new change or how will you prove yourself as you are adaptable in nature or you are flexible in nature? So you have to use the experience approach and outcome framework for telling the answer. I have added some sample answers here. You can have a look. Let's directly move on to next questions. What is the difference in a team and a group? So team works for a particular goal and group works for personal, I can say. Group members work for personal like that. So a group is a collection of individuals who come together to achieve a common goal, but do so independently of each other. But team collaboratively, we are doing so. Okay. Now my throat is not supporting, so I'm just showing you the questions. Define yourself in one word and sentences. So you can you can use these examples like innovative, emphasizes your ability to think creatively and develop new ideas, dedicated, resilient, and so you can have these examples as the answer. Now the next is if you will have to imagine yourself as an animal, which animal you will consider and why? So this question once was asked in Amazon. This question once was asked in, I guess, Cognizant or Capgemini. I got to know about it. So you can use this, like you can tell them, I will choose myself as a dolphin. Why? Because the dolphin symbolizes intelligence, teamwork, and adaptability. Again, all the three skills are relevant to your organization, are relevant to your work role, right? The next is I have added some more questions, right? There are five examples. Now I have added some more animals that you can choose for yourself, whatever you want to. Okay. Now, how do you manage time? So you have to, everybody has some certain strategies to manage the times, right? What I do is I prioritize my tasks and I break down my task into multiple small tasks, and this is how I used to do so. And whatever is your approach, you can tell them. And there are some sample answer I have added here. You can have a look. Now let's move on to the next question. What is an ideal work environment according to you? So you can tell according to you, but again, make sure to use this element why impact framework. So first of all, you have to tell about elements, why and what is the impact of it. Let's move on to next. Suppose you are a team leader, how will you resolve the team conflicts? So this question is quite common question, almost asked in every HR interview or managerial round interview. Like there are some questions that are based on some situations. I have added those as well. So you have to understand the scenario of, just a minute, you have to understand the scenario or the framework of understand, facilitate, or solve problems, right? So first of all, you have to understand what the problem is. Where is the problem? Now you have to facilitate the things, and now you have to solve the things. And you can give any example of your college days, right? Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, it was recently asked in Accenture interview. One of my subscriber told me that, ma'am, they asked a quite different question that is quite difficult to answer at that time. Consider yourself as the CEO of this company. What approach you will use to expand the business and growth of the company? So for considering yourself as a CEO is quite tough at that time when you are sitting in the interview. But I have bunched a good amount of sample answers for answering this question, because for a CEO, it is important to identify the vision, what strategy he should follow, and how you can execute so. So, vision, strategy, and execution framework you can use to answer your for this question, right? So in vision, you can tell my vision for expanding and growing the company would be to establish a strong market presence through innovation, diversification, strategic partnership, etc., etc. Now, what strategy you will follow? So you can tell one, two, or three strategy, right? At least three strategy you should tell. But I have mentioned here five strategies, so at least two or three strategies you should tell them. Execution, that how you are going to execute. Now there are some key points to remember when while you are answering. Okay. Now the next question is, why did you choose engineering among these much of career options out there? So why did you choose engineering? Maybe your personal interest, but from where you got the interest, and so you can have a look on this sample answer, or you can tell them according to you. But again, make sure to use a proper approach, right? You cannot say anything randomly that my neighbor was doing engineering, so I thought I will do. This is not the relevant answer. Okay. The next is, suppose you have to give an important presentation by tomorrow. Suddenly, a medical emergency arises at your home. How will you deal with it? See, this question is recently asked in TCS interviews multiple times, and when I conduct mock interviews, right, for the candidates, so I also ask this question because this question is quite common question and important as well, right? Let's move on to the let's move on to the framework, that what framework or what technique you should use. Prioritize, communicate, and delegate. So in prioritize, you will see that in a situation where I have a crucial representation scheduled but encounter a medical emergency at my home, my first step would be prioritize the immediate need for addressing the emergency. Ensuring that my family member receives the necessary medical attention would take precedence because family is a priority. Right? Communicate. Now, simultaneously, I would promptly communicate the situation to my supervisor or relevant stakeholders. I would explain the emergency and request their understanding and support. Transparency is key in my situation, so I would provide them an update and discussion, potential solutions for managing the representation. Right? Delegate. If possible, I would delegate the presentation responsibilities to a colleague or team member who is familiar with the content and can deliver it effectively. I would provide them with all necessary materials, detailed context to ensure they were well prepared. Additionally, I will try to be available on the basis of like on remote basis or like that. This is how you can tell them. All right. Let's move on to the concise answer. So you can have a look on this concise answer. Right. So let's move on to question number 37. What makes you different from others or how you are out of the box? So this question is quite common in TCS and as well as in Accenture. So this is how you have to answer. You have to use the framework unique skill and impact. So uniqueness, skills and impact you have to show them. Let's move on to the next question. How do you handle feedback or criticism? So, for handling feedback and criticism, you should use the framework accept, reflect, and act. Right. So, in accept, don't deny that you don't have any, you can't have any criticism. No, everyone is not, like anyone is not perfect there. Right. So, what you will do, you will accept first. I view feedback and criticism as valuable opportunities for growth and improvement. I believe that constructive feedback is essential for my personal and professional development. So I approach it with an open mind and a positive attitude. Reflect. When I receive feedback, I take the time to reflect on it carefully. I analyze the points raised and consider how they are aligned with my goals and performance and so and so. And the same approach I used to follow in my life as well. See, people will criticize you, but you have to analyze whether this criticism is going to be a positive criticism for you or a negative criticism for you, right? If you can improve there, it will be good for you only. And some people are there just for jealousy, they will criticize you. At that time, you know now that how you are. Then why were why were thinking so much that he said me about like he said about this thing in me, like he's not good, like etc. You don't need to look for this, but always try to improve yourself, right? Not on others' comment, but for your personal growth, you should try to improve. Let's move on to the uh, next question. The next question is, what is your approach to balance multiple priorities and deadlines? Everybody can have multiple priorities and deadlines. So, what is your approach? So, your approach should be how you organize the things, how you prioritize the things, and how you execute all the things. So, organize, prioritize, and execute is the relevant framework for dealing with this situation. All right, let's move on to the next question. The last question for today is, at the time of wind up, when HR asks, do you have any question for me? How to deal with this, or what to ask, or what to know? So, see, I will elaborate this question more because this is the last question from HR in a winding of every interview. Right. So, what type of question you should ask? Generally, you people also ask me that, ma'am, how to deal with this particular question. So, at that time, you should ask about the company. Can you tell me more about the company's growth plans or upcoming projects? What is the company culture like? How does it support employee development and career growth? About the role, that what will be your role exactly? What are the immediate challenges or goals for the purpose for the person in this role? Or how does this role contribute to the company's overall objectives? And also, there can be some questions about the process, right? Can you describe the next step in the interview process and timeline for a decision, etc., etc.? You can think what to avoid. Questions already answered. That maybe meanwhile in the conversation, interviewer has already told about some information. And if you are asking again and again, or if you are asking the same thing, it will reflect that you are not an active listener. So it will be a minus point for you. The second is salary and benefit. As a fresher, negotiation is all okay, but as a fresher, as you are already aware of the package, right? Suppose you are giving the Accenture interview. So you must be familiar with the package that it will vary from 4.5 to 6.5, right? So why you are asking? It's just a waste of time of the interviewer. So you should not ask these type of questions, right? At least for a fresher, these questions are not recommended to ask. The next is overly general questions, like avoid very broad questions like tell me about the company, which might indicate a lack of research. So tell me about the company. You should research for the company, right? Simple answers are here that I do have a few questions. Could you please tell me more about the company's growth plans and how this role fits into these plans? Additionally, what are the key challenges or goals for the person who will be filling in this position? Lastly, what are the next steps in the interview process and the expected timeline for making a decision? So these are the three questions, but you can ask either one or either two questions, not on three questions. Like this is quite a long procedure, right? So yes, we have discussed the top 40 questions that in every company they can ask you. Like not all the 40, but yes, of course, in these 40 questions, 90 to 95% you will be having the questions from these only, right? I have told you the best way to explain or frame your answer. I hope the video is helpful for you. If yes, then please share this video and hit the like button and subscribe the channel if you haven't yet. And now, if you want this PDF, so I will provide it for free only, right? Because it's my responsibility that if you have cleared a particular round in an MNC from my channel, then it's my responsibility to take you forward, right? So I will give this PDF for free. In my Telegram group, you will find this PDF once this video will reach 500 views, right? And also I will add a drive link in the description once it will reach 500 views and 200 likes on this video. Then I will share this particular PDF for free only. I hope it was helpful for you and thank you for watching. Thank you for being till end, right? Because it was a time taking process. But again, this is all about your job. If I'm putting effort, why don't you, right? So yeah, let's meet in the next video with another informative video. Till then, bye bye and keep preparing for well in interview. All right.